let's go ahead and get started on the rear liftgate. We're gonna pop open this glass and start by removing this plastic trim cover, and then we'll go ahead and pop off this main one that goes all the way down to the bottom. So just like the doors, pretty much all of this stuff snaps in. So take your time, use a non-marring plastic pry tool. And if we look right here, it's got little dowels that face downward, so you do have to give it a nice rotation out. And the main clips holding it in are going to be these four right here. So now that this is off, when we pop this main panel off the tailgate and pull it away from it, this isn't going to try to keep it locked on since it's now just a big open space. So moving on, let's go ahead and see what all needs to be taken off the tailgate. All right, we've got the liftgate open and we're gonna go ahead and start taking off this lower panel. If you see right here, that is one piece all the way down and across. And then you've got 1, 2, and then this third one right here. If we don't need to take these off, I won't. I really don't plan on doing anything behind that, but I do wanna get behind this and get some sound deadening installed. If you've watched my video where I installed the cargo light, you know that this stuff just pops right out. This pops out and has a clip, and we do need to take this cover off as well. All right, we got all of the plastic removed off of this thing, and that was a mission. We are going to remove the subwoofer and this plastic trim piece right here just to get access to the inner skin and put a little bit of sound deadening on the structure right here as well. But again, like I mentioned, I won't be doing any on the top. However, we did need to remove all of those plastic pieces to take the bottom one off. The large bottom one is actually the last piece that comes off. So this is going to be held on with just a bunch of clips. If you look, none of them have the foam washers for anti-vibration, which is weird. Then you pop off each side, which is just held in with snap retaining clips as well. And then you have to pop this one off. You want to start with the top because the bottom has the little forks that go down and hold it in. I didn't need to take that off, but it just ended up coming off along the way. And that is the first piece that we removed right there. Along with that, this is a little cover that goes over the wire harness on that. And this thing fell off, but it's actually just kind of pressed in. It's like a little rubbery almost, and presses onto that. So right here is the giant piece that comes off. It is literally held in with nothing but pressure clips. That is it. Now, for some reason, these all have the foam washers, which It's kind of strange, but I guess they don't want this really big panel to make any vibrations. And it's got a nice foam sealing strip right here, so they're trying to eliminate any vibrations from this panel as much as they can, which is pretty good. I might actually do a little bit of sound deadening on this just to try to help it out a bit more, especially on something like that where it's just nice and flat and smooth. It'll eliminate some of that extra resonance. And one thing I thought I was going to need to remove for sure was this plastic cover, but it ended up not having to come off. The trim just goes right under it in this little gap, so that was pretty cool. Aside from that, let's go ahead and get the subwoofer off and some other pieces and just see what we're working with underneath. So the removal is simple. It's got one plug, 4 bolts, and then a Christmas tree style clip. And then that black plastic panel is just pressed on with a few retaining clips. All right, we just removed the speaker. It did have one of these little Christmas tree style retaining clips, which I do have some special pliers for. I'll link those in the description below. So pull that out, 4 10mm bolts holding that in. And then this thing is just held in with 4 of the white pressure clips. And that also has some nice little sealant right there to try to keep it from vibrating right here where it was originally. Now inside of here, Toyota did put one piece right there. And let's see if I can show you. One piece in there. So they're on the same side on both sides to help with some noise. It sounds okay at best. This stuff is nowhere near as good as Dynamat is, but check out this noise from just the middle right here. It's just absolutely like a tin can. And this is the area where the license plate is. You can see the bump right here. So we're gonna go ahead and put more Dynamat. There's no need to remove that. Aside from that, you know the drill. We're gonna go ahead and cut out the pieces of Dynamat that we want, put on the pieces of Dynaliner, and I'm going to go ahead and time lapse that so you can see the final result. Okay, that was just one piece of Dynamat that I put in. It was a 10-inch by 14-inch right behind the subwoofer here, and this thing is rolled out, every last bit of it. It takes a while and it's kind of hard, and this is a little sharp, so be careful, but I got a bunch of this area right here. Now we're going to want to try to duplicate that on this side, but there is no opening, so I'm going to have to try to shove it in through here and just squeeze it all the way through with my hand. That's going to be super hard, but I wanted to show you what one piece of Dynamat does for noise on this thing. So just that has made a huge difference, and there's still plenty more to go. So moving on to the driver's side, I wanted to put the same exact size of Dynamat that I did on the passenger side, but there was very limited access, so it got tricky, but I did make it happen. All right, so we got this one all rolled out and we put some Dynaliner on top. It was very hard to access. So this view is from right here. And if you see in the video, I put my hand into here. So essentially what I did was I used the same exact size because I like symmetry. So I wanted the same size over here, but there is no opening. There's absolutely no access. So I did put my hand in there a little bit. That helped with the roller. But I used this same exact size sheet and I cut it in half. That allowed me to slide it right in here, just perfectly slide it in there. And then we have, you can see that line right there, 2 halves. So 2 halves of Dynaliner above 2 halves of Dynamat Xtreme. So now that is exactly the same on both sides. And we're gonna go ahead and just continue on with the rest of this project. I'm going to try and get in here quite a bit on each side and then a small piece in the middle, and we'll still try to get some of this stuff. I mean, this is going to make some noise. I don't know if I'm going to do this on the outside yet or on the inside. We'll see. I'll have to think about what I want to do here, but this will be getting treated as well on both sides, and just a bit on top, maybe some on these little pieces right here that could provide some resonance as well. All right, this stuff is pretty easy. I've just been cutting it in squares and rectangles, nothing too crazy that would require the transfer tape. But right here you can see the really large piece that we did from end to end. And then I did the same exact size up here. And we're gonna go ahead and put Dynaliner over that. I just didn't do it yet so I could show you guys. And then we put one in the center on the bottom, one up here, and then one right there. So that's gonna be the extent of what I'm doing on the inside. And now I'm just gonna come up with a little game plan and see what I wanna do on this inner door structure right here. Okay, we got the Dynaliner put on these pieces up inside of this cavity right here, and it's pretty much just a 1-to-1 of the same exact size that I had cut off of the Dynamat Xtreme. And now it's time to move on to the rest of the door. So I took off the two 10mm holding on the speaker. It looks just like these. And I went ahead and put a piece of Dynamat and Dynaliner behind the speaker, so that way it just produces a better overall sound. And that's pretty much how it's gonna look right there. So it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but it's gonna sound much better. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of the door. So one thing that's throwing me for a loop is this strip right here. It's made of metal, and when you hit it, it has a weird metal ting to it. It kind of sounds like something you would hear in an elevator. So I got the mic really close, and we're gonna see if you could catch that on the audio here. So yeah, super weird. I could reach my hand in there on probably just this section right here, and right here I don't think I could get anywhere else, but I'm gonna do my best to put a few pieces of Dynamat right there, and then we'll follow up with the knock test and see if it goes away. It was very tight, but I was able to get a big piece right here, and I did the same size piece over here. The wiper motor is held on with 10mm bolts. There's 3 of them, and I took that off, and then I was able to take off the black access cover behind it and put in another piece just about that big and put it all back together. So it was worth a little bit of extra work for that. But we're gonna go ahead and do a knock test and see if we got rid of that metal tinging sound that we did a demo on before. This is super solid. That noise was really weird. I've actually never heard anything like that on a sound deadening project before, but people say I knock differently before and after, and I'm doing the same exact knock, and this thing sounds super solid now, along with the rest of the door. So let's go ahead and open this up and continue the project inside. All right, check it out. We have the rear panel complete. All of these little squares that you see here are where I put Dynamat and Dynaliner. So around the rear speakers, around the subwoofer, and just on some bigger square areas that were already there, and then just some across the bottom right here. The factory does have this little bit right here and here for sound insulation, and they actually put a little piece of felt strip on all of these ridges. The ridges are for strength, but I imagine those would be actually rattling up on the body right here where it touches. So they did that up here as well. So just a few things that they tried to do along with this seal all the way around, but this is just going to be an overall better setup. And we have the back complete as far as I'm going to do it. So I'll just go ahead and zoom out so you can see where exactly I put some. I did a strip right here, a little strip behind the box, and then just some small pieces here and there. I only did the Dynaliner on the big spots and Dynaliner behind the 2 speakers right here. I did take off the wiper motor to take this access cover off, like I mentioned before, to get that bar that goes all the way across on the outside. So put all that back together, and I just started finding little places with resonance and putting some Dynamat there. This is very, how do you say it? It's very busy. There's wires going on, you got this cover, the speaker, so you're not gonna be able to just put as much as you want, and we don't need that much weight on the liftgate either. So on spots like this where it would definitely make noise, I actually put some Dynamat on the inside. So little strips like this are gonna be right here, right here. I put a little bit right here, and then around the subwoofer, I didn't want to make it harder to bolt down with the factory bolts, so I put some on the inside. So I have some right here, all the way right here, and then I even finished up with a little piece right here and right here. So that is the extent of what I'm gonna do now. It is time to go ahead and get this all put back together. The last and final part I did was put on these little foam washers that I had bought for the front doors. This piece right here, which is the top center part, didn't have any, and so I figured it might as well. I have 100 of them, so hopefully that makes a difference. and all of these already had it from the factory, so we're good to go on there. There we go. I was much happier. All right. All right, so it looks like moving this out of the way helped drop it right in. So just keep that in mind when you do yours. I'm just looking to see if there's any more that need to get popped. Let's push this back. And then we'll put this one in since it's just a pocket. We could plug this back in, get that wired up. Hopefully that's the last time I have to do this. We're just gonna tuck that in there. So these have two clips that go sideways, but it also needs to get onto that piece. Okay. And the last piece we have to put in is this guy right here. And we are good to go. And I know I did this already, but let's go ahead and just do it again. This thing sounds amazing. That's the end of this video. I know people have been wanting the before and after sound dB test, but I can't do it yet until the driver and passenger rear doors are complete. That way when I do the dB test, it's before and after treating all of the doors with sound deadening. If I were to do just a test between the front doors, the rear liftgate, and the rear doors, it's so small, it's really not going to catch that much on the before and after test. So doing the before with no sound deadening on any of the doors and doing an after with sound deadening on all of the doors is going to produce a better result. So stay tuned. I am working on it. We'll go ahead and get that released as soon as I can. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you do your own project. And if it did, drop a comment below or hype this video if you can. It makes a big difference. And as always, like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys later.